This is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
On today's episode, we are kicking off our summer school series of episodes, starting with the Mystery 101 pilot. You can hang out with us when the show is over, or while you're listening to the show, over on Instagram, where you can follow us at Girls Gone Hallmark.
Hey, jump into our Girls Gone Hallmark Facebook group. There's a lot of Mystery 101 fans in that group.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm certain there's going to be lots of discussion about maybe about our review. I doubt it, though, because, spoiler, my review is not going to be controversial at all. Just come over there to Girls Gone Hallmark on Facebook.
That's right. And if you do have thoughts on our review, which I agree, I don't think mine's going to be shocking to anybody either, you can email us girlsgonehallmark@gmail.com or drop us a voice message at 949-329-8090 to be played on a future listener mailbag episode. We did rile some people up with a recent episode, so the next mailbag should be interesting.
Well, and you know what I was just thinking? Last summer when we reviewed the signed, sealed, delivered movies, the Postables, the biggest fans of those movies, I mean, they so lovingly welcomed us into their circle, right?
Yes.
And we had said, these people know these movies inside and out. They've seen them hundreds of times and know every little detail and every little motivation. I'm a little bit afraid that's what's going to happen with Mystery 101 too. The big fans are going to come at us and be like, oh, well, you missed this, or that's a wrong take, or whatever. So, I mean, if you're a big Mystery 101 fan, just go for the ride with us, because this is our first time.
Do the Mystery 101 fans have a name?
I don't know. I was wondering that the other night.
Email us, girlsgonehallmark@gmail.com.
Polaha's fans, do they have a name?
Well, you know the Polahas.
Is that what they call themselves?
I think
the
so.
Polahas?
I think the hashtag is just Polahas.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Email us.
Let us know. You know what's funny is Hallmark Channel posted 34 seconds ago on Instagram, ready for back-to-back Detective Travis. Don't miss a Mystery 101 double stack tonight, starting at 6/5 Central. I mean, this episode was several weeks in the past as you're listening to it, but what a coincidence. There's Kristoffer Polaha himself at the top of my feed.
Yeah, and I'm sure the comments are going to be like, canceled too soon, blah, 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 blah. They're real unhappy that this show ended.
Indeed.
I can kind of see why.
I know.
I'll tell you, I am knowing that there is an end in future. I'm like, I'm not looking forward to it.
I'm so worried about the cliffhanger that's coming.
Me too.
Well, before we talk all things Mystery 101, you people have been delivering in a big way. I have been asking for your ratings and reviews. You're coming through. Thank you. I have another review of Girls Gone Hallmark to read. The review is titled Love on the Danube. It's by Daisy Mick422. It is 5 stars, and it reads, Megan and Wendy, love you too. I listen on my morning commute, and you always make me laugh. I heard this review and saw this movie on while I was scrolling for something to watch. I probably would have skipped it, but I decided to watch because of your review. It was good. A solid, fun movie. Really enjoying all your new content.
I wonder which one she watched that she liked.
The first one, because of when this review came in.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Got it.
The Wes Brown one.
Got it. I liked that one.
Me too.
I think I liked all three. I mean, we reviewed those back last summer, so I have a hard time remembering exactly the details. But I know I liked the first one a lot. I can't remember about the second and third one.
The second one, I definitely know that we didn't think it was as strong as the first.
Got it. Mm-hmm. All right. Are you ready for a synopsis?
I am.
Mystery 101. When a college student is found dead, English professor Amy Winslow uses her crime fiction expertise to unravel the case faster than Detective Travis Burke, who ends up working with Amy to catch the killer.
Mystery 101 premiered on January 27th, 2019 on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
Blair Hayes directed the very first Mystery 101 movie and will return to direct the next movie in the series, Mystery 101 Playing Dead. His other Hallmark projects include The Perfect Christmas Present from 2017.
The series was created by Robin Bernheim and Lee Goldberg. Both are credited, along with John Christian Plummer, as the writers for this particular movie. John Christian Plummer currently has 24 writing credits, including some of Hallmark's biggest mystery franchises, like Mystery Island, Curious Caterer, and Francesca Quinn P.I. Plummer will go on to write all 7 of the Mystery 101 movies.
Kristoffer Polaha stars as Detective Travis Burke. Chris has an impressive 90 acting credits, with his first dating back to a 2001 teen vampire drama series called Angel. Chris has gone on to star in some of Hallmark's biggest hits, including arguably the best Hallmark Christmas movie, in my opinion, A Biltmore Christmas. He's been noticeably absent from the network this year, with his last appearance in The Christmas Quest back in November 2024.
Jill Wagner stars as Professor Amy Winslow. Jill has 41 acting credits and is currently co-starring in the popular Paramount Plus series Lioness. Jill has starred in several Hallmark favorites like Pearl in Paradise, Autumn Dreams, and A Harvest Wedding. The last Hallmark project for Jill was the final Mystery 101 movie in 2021.
Robin Thomas plays Amy's dad, Graham Winslow. Robin has 147 acting credits dating back to 1982 for his role in the daytime soap As the World Turns. He has also starred in the soap Another World, Who's the Boss, Party of Five, Damages, and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Preston Vanderslice plays Bud. Preston has 53 acting credits and, according to IMDb, will appear in all of the Mystery 101 movies except the final one.
What?
I know.
What?
What happens to Bud?
Oh my God. I don't like this info.
He was last seen on Hallmark in the 2023 movie Field Day.
Sarah Dugdale plays Claire Tate. Sarah has 33 acting credits and has most recently co-starred as Lizzie in 52 episodes of Virgin River on Netflix. Her last project for Hallmark was last year's Hallmark Plus movie, Season's Greetings from Cherry Lane. According to IMDb, it appears she is only in 4 of the Mystery 101 movies.
What happens to Claire?
I can't. I cannot.
Andy Thompson plays Eldon. Andy has 96 acting credits, including Hallmark movies like Confessions of a Christmas Letter, Christmas Class Reunion, and Welcome to Mamas.
Ben Sullivan plays our victim, Rex Hudson. Ben has 29 acting credits, including a few other projects for Hallmark, including Beverly Hills Wedding and Picture Perfect Mysteries, Dead Over Diamonds.
Other key players in this installment include Larisa Tronco as Ben's girlfriend Lacey. She will also appear in Mystery 101 Playing Dead. Ian Belcher plays suspect Josh. This was his one and only appearance on Hallmark. And finally, Matthew Harrison plays plagiarist Professor. Matthew has been in several Hallmark mysteries like Garage Sale Mysteries and Picture Perfect Mysteries. We are going to take a quick break and come right back with our first impressions. Hey, Wendy, what was your first impression of Mystery 101?
Well, this might be Hallmark, but consider this an official heat check because chemistry between Polaha and Wagner is fire.
Nice. I agree.
We knew, right? We knew.
Yeah, I was ready for it. My first impression is this is very much a me problem, but I couldn't help but be stressed out by the amount of murder happening on a college campus.
It's a you problem because you're sending your kid to college.
I got college on the brain. I'm focused on the college student perspective.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's talk about what we liked about Mystery 101. But first, I think it's fair to say we did originally review this movie several summers ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked back at my review then, and a lot of it overlaps.
Okay.
Like a lot of the same things I liked back then. So my worry is that this is not even a worry. I know the Mystery 101 fans have heard that original review.
Yeah, I did not look back, mostly because I'm so suggestible. I wanted to form my own opinions. I remembered very little. I remembered that I liked this movie and that I had absolutely no idea who the killer was. And then, of course, remembered who it was as I was watching it. So I was able to watch it with those eyes.
Yeah.
But I did not look back at the specifics. So if you hear me repeating myself, it is purely coincidental. And if I'm contradicting myself, well, people change.
People watch things with fresh eyes.
You know, I also think, I don't think anybody is doing a side-by-side comparison of these two reviews. But if you are, thank you very much for the downloads. We appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's the first thing I liked. Can you guess what it is?
The fire chemistry between Polaha and Wagner.
Well, that is tops my list, but I do think Chris Polaha is perfectly cast as Travis Burke.
You know, one of the things I was noticing in preparing my notes for the first several Mystery 101 movies was, how am I going to say differently each time how great Kristoffer Polaha is in this role? How many different ways can I say, I love this man in this role?
For real.
And I understand why he has such a rabid fandom. And as you mentioned on a recent episode, we consider ourselves friends of his. I say it laughing because I'm very well aware that it's a very parasocial relationship. Simply because we have interviewed him on the podcast does not make us his friend. I know this. And yet I think he just engenders that kind of relationship with his fandom. Like, he wants that kind of one-on-one personal connection, feels like he knows you. Like, I think if you look back to the cruise, he was like, I'm going to go out there and meet as many people as I can, because that's how he gives back to those fans. Look, I'm a big fan. That's all I can say.
No, I'm a big fan too. But let me just tell you, like, I have really grown to admire him as an actor. I think he is a great actor. He brings a lot of depth and nuance to his roles. And I don't know if I really like noticed or appreciated it before, with the exception of that Scrooge movie when he has that one scene where he's doing the monologue, and it's so good. While watching this movie, though, to me, it feels like he's not just like waiting for his next line. He reacts. He listens. He's in the scene.
Yes, he's in the moment with his co-star.
Right. Like, he'll give like a grin or like a vocal cue, like to tell like he's connected with his acting partner.
Agree.
It's just, I mean, he's really good. And like, let's be real. The man looks fantastic. Like, he looks great in this leather jacket he wears. He's got great hair. It's like rugged perfection. I just think he's perfect in this role.
I agree with 100% with everything you said. Something that I was not prepared to like was Jill Wagner. Look, I hold a little bit of a grudge. I am not a fan of the Great American Family body of work, of what they stand for. And I do have a little bit of an issue with the actors that took their work elsewhere, because whether or not they hold with 100% of the beliefs that Great American Family stands for, you know, they are working with that company and they did make that decision. And I can't help but hold judgment in my heart for that choice. That being said, Jill Wagner's so good. Part of what makes these so good, like, we've seen lots of Kristoffer Polaha movies, and he, I think, can elevate the performance of anybody he's acting on screen with, because he does connect so well. But part of what makes these movies so good is the way that they're acting at the same level. He's not bringing her up to his level. Like, they are connecting together on screen. She's very natural on camera. So to me, it never feels like she's delivering a line. It feels like she's having a conversation with Travis. It feels like she's having a conversation with Graham on screen. And she just gets better.
I agree. I think Jill Wagner, I don't know her as an actor outside of Pearl of Paradise, which we watched earlier this year.
Yeah.
But as an actor, what she brings to Amy is very interesting for me, because Amy is smart, She's sassy. She's vulnerable. She doesn't take any crap, but she's like not closed off either. Jill Wagner makes me believe that Amy is like a sharp teacher. Like, but
Yes.
also, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Am I making sense here? Like,
You are.
I like Jill Wagner as an actor. I like what she brings to Amy as well. Because we watch a lot of mysteries. And sometimes, let me think. Sometimes we will get a female in a mystery who's kind of like has stumbled upon something. Like, for example, not Hannah. Hannah Swenson is more in line with Amy Winslow to me. But Goldie, on the other hand, is like Goldie has accidentally ended up in a murdery situation.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And whereas Amy is like, she's out there trying to solve it with the knowledge that she has. Does any of this make sense?
Well, I think yes, it makes sense. And I think it feeds into one of the things I really like about the way they set this up is because Amy has such a depth of knowledge about crime fiction and how those things come to be. It makes her, obviously she's not a detective, but it gives her more to work with as this detective sidekick than someone who's just accidentally murder adjacent like Goldie, who happens to be a baker turned detective.
Right.
Or a chef, I guess. She's not a baker.
Right.
I love her job in this movie because it makes the whole process very meta. The way they talk about crime writers, the way they talk about how, especially in this movie, towards the end when Alden has kidnapped her and he's like, aren't you going to do that thing where we wrap up all of the motivations of the killer and how we got here? And I think it's great. I mean, they're in a movie about a murder and she's talking about telling crime stories. It just makes it fun. It breaks the fourth wall in a way when they talk about it without actually breaking the fourth wall. And I think for someone like me, what this series has done, and I'll talk a little bit about it in some of my other segments, is it's forced me to think about the different types of mystery I enjoy watching and how I like processing it. And I think the way they explain it makes it more obvious to me what it is that I like about these movies and what it is that I personally connect to.
That's really interesting. It is interesting to hear you say, because I know sometimes you have said in the past that you don't really enjoy the mystery movies. So maybe it's not the mystery, but it's how it's delivered to you.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And what's I think is really interesting about this movie is this movie and subsequent movies, they do a pretty good job of making these pretty creepy for Hallmark movies. When Amy is running from Eldon in the woods, it's pretty spooky. The moment when she's coming to the realization that Eldon's the bad guy in her office and he shuts the door, this is definitely not the creepiest of all of the movies. The next movie has some real creepy scenes in it, in my opinion. But I think sometimes these movies lean real campy, and I'm not finding that to be the case as much in this movie.
Yeah, I agree. You mentioned it earlier. Let's talk about the chemistry between Amy and Travis.
Yeah.
Look, Pearl in Paradise, they had great chemistry. But this movie, for me, like their chemistry, it's simmering, right? Like I'm waiting for these two people to tear their clothes off each other. I know that's not going to happen I doubt we're ever going to see anything like that from this series. Like we may see a kiss, but it's at that sort of tension level for me.
Yes, I am on the edge of my seat, and I know we're going to get a slow burn because that's just how these series work, but I am ready for it, and they are building that relationship so nicely.
I almost wish that they didn't do the slow burn.
Just jump right into it.
Yeah, just jump in. Jump in. Just give it to me all. Yeah.
I know. What I was thinking about that too, because at this point I've watched the first 3 movies and I'm like, we're still kind of dancing around it. Although there's definitely, they're making it plain that there's an attraction there. There's a lot of double entendres. But, you know, in the time frame that this movie takes place, would they have gone from just having met to kissing? Like, would we normally have seen it in the span of the first movie? I mean, maybe get to it in the second. Like, we know we're going to get to it. Just give it to us. Like,
Yeah.
does the slow burn, I don't really love a slow burn romance novel. Like, I'm like, I don't, sure, the payoff might be bigger, but I'd rather see the relationship come to fruition. Like, give me that stuff.
Right. I have several more likes. Do you want me to just run through them?
Yeah.
quickly? I love that this movie opens with that song, Who Can It Be Now?
Yes, on my list.
What I like is that they use it in the next movies as well. Like, I'm like, oh, is this their theme song?
Yes.
I love it.
It makes me laugh.
Why?
Just because it's a funny, like, who can it be now? Like, who is it? Who's that guy? It just makes me laugh. But it's great. I love the song.
You know that's like a real song, right?
Yes, I do know that. That's a real
Okay.
song.
I just didn't know.
That's not what I've ever thought the song was about. I've never been in the mindset that it's like, who's the bad guy?
Who's mystery guy? Yeah,
Yeah.
Got it. I liked that this particular movie starts out with the crime first, and then we follow our detectives and other characters as they piece it together.
Yeah.
I like this kind of format because it reveals the like how and the why rather than just like who did it.
Well, and I
You know,
think they need to do it that way because we don't care about our characters yet.
Exactly.
We don't know who they are.
Right. Exactly. I thought Detective Burke had some of the best lines. And of course, I think Chris delivers them so impeccably as well. But there's a scene between him and Bud calls him Trav. And he's like, don't ever call me Trav again. I just laughed out loud. There's another one where Amy shows up to the crime scene and he's like deadpan, like, ugh. What is she doing here? And I'm like, what? They're just so funny. And it's not just this movie. Like you've said, we've seen 2 and 3 at this point as well. And he continues to deliver with these like really kind of like off comments that really make me laugh.
Yeah, these movies that aren't comedy have some comedic moments. I loved the bro off between Graham and Travis when they meet. It has a real what are your intentions with my daughter vibe, and I found it very funny. And for me, my final like is I love the college setting. Obviously, it's like the phase of life I'm in, but I've always loved a college university vibe. And so I like the college classroom dorm setting that we get in this movie.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, I have just 2 of the most
Yeah,
baby's
sorry.
little likes. It's all right. Speaking of Graham, I love Graham Winslow. Or Robin Thomas as Graham
Yeah.
Winslow. I don't know what it is. I mean, like, look, I turned 50 this year and I'm like, I'm now attracted to this dude that plays a dad on here. Like, what is happening to me?
Yeah.
There's something like kind of attractive.
He's aging
about
like a
him.
fine wine.
Yes, and I just like he's kind of like lighthearted and fun, and he has this really nice relationship with his daughter Amy. I'm excited to see where, like, I hope he remains in all 7 movies. Now seeing that like some of them don't,
I know.
I like Graham Winslow. I also really like the budding romance between Bud and Claire.
Hi, they're so cute. But Claire goes away.
I don't understand why. I can't. I need.
Maybe
People
it's
to
when
email
she
us.
gets cast on Virgin River. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm heartbroken for Bud already, and I don't even know what happened.
I know.
All right, but that's where my likes end.
All right, let's talk what you wish for.
I have a few, and you're going to hear me repeat this in the next several reviews, but there are just way too many suspects here.
Yeah.
One thing I wish they would have handled differently is the number of suspects, because I just like short circuit. Like I can't, and I'm really trying to pay attention because for some reason watching these movies, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to figure it out before the big reveal. I never can. But in this scene when they are interviewing the college employees who all have their names with the letter M.
Yeah.
It just was like hard to track. Like, I'm like, am I supposed to care about all these suspects? Like, it's too much. I know they do it to create confusion, but it backfires for me because it just makes the story feel super cluttered.
I 100% agree. This is a complaint I have in many mystery movies, is that sometimes our cast is too deep and I can't keep up. And I think a lot of people like that depth of storytelling. And I think if you were to look at a murder board of this movie and who all these people are and how they're connected, I think it's really masterfully done. But it is throwing your brain in so many different directions. And I wonder how much mystery writers and viewers of mystery movies expect their viewer or their reader to internalize. Like, how many of these people am I supposed to remember? Am I supposed to be creating this internal murder board and trying to understand how they're connected and trying to figure out the motivation? Or am I supposed to just take it at face value and wait for something to hit me over the head with a realization?
Yeah, I would be curious to see like the thought process behind that.
Because in regards to that, one of my wishes, which isn't necessarily specific to my feelings about this movie, just mysteries in general, I have been sitting trying to figure out which type of mystery I like. Because as mentioned before, I wouldn't say mysteries are my favorite genre, but I really enjoyed this movie and I really enjoyed other mysteries that we've seen. In this case, we have a lot of the clues presented up front, which, because I knew who the culprit was, I was able to watch it with those eyes, and they are laying out, in my opinion, if you're paying attention, you can look back and see, oh, I see where that clue was given to me. However, a lot of movies are like a late reveal. It's like you couldn't possibly guess. You don't have the information until later in the movie to figure it out. Outside of the Hallmark universe, think of the movie The Sixth Sense, right? Mm-hmm. Whether or not you were able to guess the ending, when you look back, you're like, oh, the clues were all there. I think, personally, I like a movie where the clues are there and looking back, you can put the puzzle together, even if you didn't see it on first watch, as opposed to keep them guessing until the end. Because then it's like, well, how was I supposed to guess that? The point is, maybe you're not supposed to guess it. Maybe you're just supposed to enjoy the ride. But I'm not really good at just enjoying the ride.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. Same. I had the same wish as I did in my previous first review of this movie. Mm-hmm. The killer's motive doesn't sit right with me. I feel like he was acting out of desperation because his child was sick. Mm-hmm. And I don't love that we use that as the motive in a mystery like this, because I felt sympathetic for him.
Yeah.
And so, but even though he's the bad guy, I'm like, now I'm struggling with like feeling sympathy for the man because of his sick child, but also like he did bad things.
Yeah, the murder to me does feel like a little bit of a bridge too far. I understand the motivation to steal the plant and sell it to the bioengineering company for however much money. But then to take it to the place of murder so that he's not caught for that doesn't feel in line with his character to me.
Right. So, and I think there's better mysteries to come.
Oh, 100%. This is not the best in the series for me, and I haven't even seen them all. Yeah. I have a couple thoughts on some character choices in this movie.
Ooh, tell me.
One is Amy violates rule number 1, which is never drive to a second location.
Oh.
Is this something that you have been told in your life? Like, if someone has a gun to your head and they tell you to get in the car and drive, the answer is always no, because if they're going to kill you, they're going to kill you. But if you go to the second location, the odds are much higher that they're absolutely going to kill you. Like, good things don't happen at the second location. So you don't get in the car.
God, Megan.
You've never heard this before.
This is dark.
It is dark. People should know that a very, very close family friend of ours was kidnapped and murdered when I was a child. So this comes...
my God.
Yes, kidnapped
This
at
is
gunpoint.
new news to me.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Very,
awful.
very tragic story.
Are you Googling?
Yes. I just Googled do not go to a second location. And the first thing that pops up is a Reddit, high quality investigative journalism. Never let anyone move you to a second location. And they're talking about, in this case, they're talking about missing person cases on unsolved mysteries. But people are like, even if you're shot and stabbed, you have a much better chance of surviving a violent encounter if help is only minutes away rather than hours. The next thread is never go to a second location is bad advice. So maybe Amy knows something that we do not know. Finally, Josh, the editor of the school newspaper, he's a bad criminal because immediately after being questioned by Travis, he leaves, he gets into his car and drives to the cabin where Lacey is hiding, not assuming that anybody might see him. Like, he's immediately followed there. He's a bad criminal.
Yeah.
Do you have any did you see that?
I have two.
Okay.
They're not in the traditional sense. And the first one is they talk about fentanyl.
Yes.
I was like shook by that. I was like, wow, like we're talking about hard drugs here in a Hallmark mystery movie.
Well, it also, maybe my brain timeline is out of whack, but it feels like fentanyl wasn't in the conversation until just a couple of years ago. Like this, it felt like ahead of its time to be having that discussion.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a new drug, it just became like kind of street drug common recently.
Yeah, I'm not really sure of the timeline of drugs, but
well, it just became a thing that like everyone was like, don't let your kids take fentanyl laced candy or whatever.
Yeah, laced candy. Oh my goodness. Okay. The next thing is it's the moment when Travis and Amy turn face to face with each other. I think they're like trying to solve something. You know, they're vibing like that.
Yeah.
I know they're trying to solve something the whole entire movie, but I'm saying like, and then they turn face to face and I'm like, boom, there's like this electric pause between them.
Yeah.
This is all back to their chemistry. I'm like, it made me feel things.
Oh.
Like I was like, this is what I like. I need more of that. I hope this doesn't draw out for 7 movies.
I mean, me too. Did you see that? I have to say that the closed captions in these movies really deliver for me. And in this one, when they ring the doorbell at the professor's house, the closed caption reads, chimes like Big Ben.
What? Really?
Yes.
That's so funny.
Because they comment on it. They're like, oh, that's interesting. But to me, if I didn't have the captions on, I would be like, oh, it's interesting that he has this like elaborate doorbell chime. I didn't recognize that as a recognizable tone.
Yeah, that's really funny.
What'd you rate this movie?
It's a great start. I gave it 3.75 stars.
I gave it the exact same rating, but I have a question for you. I think I might be rating this movie based on what I know is to come.
Oh, really?
Like I'm leaving room for growth because I know there is growth happening.
Got it. Yeah, got it. Yeah, maybe.
All right. Thank you for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, a Bramble Jam podcast. We hope you're enjoying our summer school series. If you love this podcast, we love your 5-star ratings and reviews. You can leave reviews in the Apple Podcast app, even if that's not the app you use to listen to this podcast. We can't wait to read them. We'll be back with more Hallmark reviews. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.